Hello, everyone. Hello, and welcome to another episode of New to Weeaboo. This is episode 48 for June 2nd, 2021. I am Nemesis, and then joined with me in person, finally, is Alcatraz.
Hello.
Yes.
Yes, in person.
In person for the first time in literally over a year.
Over a year.
We just started Sailor Moon, and uh-oh, things are going bad, aren't they?
Yep.
And then I told him, hey, yeah, don't come to my house for a while. And then they announced lockdown, and he was,
Yep.
I called it, so there you go. But yeah, so we're in
now-
person again because we're both fully vaccinated and
Yep.
we're pretty much okay on that front. So don't have to try to work around other people or any of that stuff.
Yep. Scheduling weirdness and
No.
internet weirdness.
No, just giving up on having anything resembling a decent schedule. Because hey, guess what? I'm just gonna go to bed at like 8 in the morning because of whatever.
Yeah, that's all on you.
I know.
Some of us actually have normal human sleep
I don't know,
schedules.
it's not my fault. My brain just decided that the best time to sleep is when the sun's already come up.
I wish I could have a later sleep schedule, but my life doesn't allow for it. It's one of those, like, the most awake point in time I feel is around 9 to 10 o'clock p.m.
Mm-hmm.
But I've already been up for many, many hours, so that only lasts a few hours before it's like, nope, I'm out of energy now.
Yeah. So yeah, that's so we're both fully vaccinated.
Yep.
Which is great. We
Finally.
do this in person for, I guess, the foreseeable future, unless they lock us all down again for whatever
For
reason.
whatever reason, even though we're vaccinated.
I don't know. But yeah, we're good on that. Hooray!
Hooray. It's good to be back.
Yeah. In the world of anime and stuff. Okay, so yeah, not quite anime specific, but definitely heavily related to it. And Kentaro Miura died. He was the author of Berserk, which is heavily influential in many things in anime and manga and even video games.
All right. Yeah, that I do remember now.
Yeah, he just recently died a little bit ago, and yeah, it's really kind of sucks.
Yeah.
I was Berserk was always one of those things in the back of my head. I probably should get around to reading that because apparently both my animes both anime aren't very good. Particularly the recent one where the animation was horrific.
Yeah, I've heard some iffy things.
But the manga I've heard is, yeah, it's heavily influential. It influenced Dark Souls. It's a big deal, and it's kind of unfortunate that he died fairly recently. Other than that, I can't think of anything major anime-wise, I don't think. Yeah, we kind of went nuts over Madoka. Beyond that, yeah, this, I can't think anything really announced. I'm still keeping up with Zombieland Saga.
Yeah, I haven't started watching that.
Yeah, that's been great. I just got the CD.
Yeah, didn't you also get like a manga thing?
No, I didn't.
No, that was
that's
just
not available in the US.
Oh.
Yeah, the side story manga just got published in that. I'm very excited because it's called Zombieland Saga Gaiden: The First Zombie.
Right.
It's very exciting. But anyway, we're not here to talk about that yet. We're here to talk about a different anime, an anime that came out actually a little bit ago. I believe about where was it? Yeah, about 5 years ago, a little less than. Yuri on Ice. Yeah, this came out in the fall of 2016. About 12 episodes long. And it's, yeah, from the name, you'd think one thing, but it's not that.
And yet, when I first heard it, I thought it's, more girls.
It's not quite what you think. It's still gay, but
it's
not
gay, but not
girls.
Girls gay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's about a guy named Yuri.
About a couple guys named Yuri.
Specifically one.
Specifically
more so,
one.
but yeah. Basically, Japanese figure skater named Yuri Katsuki. Yeah, he kind of bombed super hard during competition, and yeah, that's where we open. He kind of comes back and kind of a bit ashamed of himself, and there's this other guy in figure skating called Viktor Nikiforov. Yeah.
Yep.
He's Russian, and he's a big deal in the world of figure skating, and Yuri looks up to him, and eventually Viktor comes to Japan to be his coach, and they connect, and the whole thing is Yuri becoming a better skater and becoming more confident and also growing closer to Viktor.
Yep.
Plus, there's another Yuri named Yuri Plesetsky, who's also Russian and younger and really doesn't like Japanese Yuri. at all.
Yep.
Saying we don't need 2 Yuris in the same competition.
Yep.
So just leave.
Yep. That's how their first real meeting goes.
Yeah. Those are essentially the main characters.
Yep.
Everyone else is a supporting character, secondary of some sort. But they're the main ones. They're the whole thing is that it's figure skating, getting better, trying to recover from the last year, and Yuri and Victor getting really close.
Really close.
Really, really close to the point of, oh, hey, we're just buying 2 rings for each other. Don't worry. Don't read too much into that.
It's just a good luck charm.
Just good luck charm. Ha ha ha. Yeah, so this is an anime. I will say this. I wasn't sure. It's been on my watch list for a long time now, since when it came out. I just never got around to it for various reasons. There's other stuff come out, but finally watching it, and within 5 minutes it grabbed me. I'm just 5 minutes. Okay, I'm in.
Yeah. I know what you're saying. I didn't know what to expect really going into this. Because I honestly didn't really look it up at all, because I've heard the name. I've heard people talk about in general Yuri on Ice, but I didn't really know anything about it, and I didn't bother looking anything up. My first, upon hearing the name, thinking Yuri being girls, and then you tell me no, it's not, but you didn't tell me what it was.
Nope.
So I didn't actually really know it was figure skating, but I wasn't too surprised because on ice. But yeah,
Crash Nebula on ice.
Yeah, it was one of those. I didn't even have to get through 3 episodes to make a decision.
That was good.
But yeah, it was good right off the bat.
Yeah, Yuri appealed himself to me real quick. I think that's what it was. Just Yuri just talking about him and whatnot, just kind of, and some of the just kind of goofier things that happened in that early part. Just all right, I'm in. I'm invested already.
Yeah. This isn't a show around cringe humor,
no,
but there is a few couple little spots here and there that are funny due to the Yuri being embarrassed over something, but those are very few and far between, and they don't really set off to the fact that I hate cringe humor. I didn't have any issues with that through this. It's really good.
Yeah, the whole thing, like, Yuri's family, the Katsuki family, they own an inn thing, right? The little hot spring resort, and there's the dad, the mom, and the older sister.
Yeah,
and and this whole thing is like he quickly gets out of shape because living with his family, getting his pork cutlet bowls and everything. He gets back real out of shape real quick, and
that. Since you brought that up, that was one thing that I kind of had a little bit of an issue with right there. Thing. Yeah, there's a little bit of fat shaming.
I kind of get why, because again, he's an athlete. He shouldn't be.
Not just an athlete, he's a figure skater.
Yeah, you need to be in shape.
Basically, you need to be a twink. It's men's figure skating. That's just kind of comes with the territory. But it still felt a little bit, but it went away. That level of thing went away pretty quick.
Yeah, and then he's got like a childhood friend of his, Yuko Nishigori. She's got her own family and whatnot. Got triplets who are super into figure skating
and gremlins.
Yeah, little
gremlin children.
And there's a whole bunch of other figure skaters and stuff and whatnot. And also a teacher of his, Minako.
She's a ballet instructor.
Yeah, she's also a little weird.
she's a little weird, but she knows what she's.
She knows what she's doing.
Apparently, that's a common thing. I'm not all that knowledgeable when it comes to ice skating.
Neither am I.
It's been a very, very long time since I was ever on the ice.
It's been a long time too. I think I was a teenager last time.
I was young. All that I really remember was I had issues with the shoes. I don't know if it was just my inexperience or the shoes were just garbage, but they always wanted to stick sideways, so it was kind of yeah,
it's weird.
And falling a few times on the ice and getting randomly helped up by some girl. I also remember tricking the vending, the candy claw machine into giving me extra candy. But that's all I really remember.
Yeah, I went out.
But from what I'm catching from the show, ballet is actually really common.
Oh yeah,
when it comes to figure skating.
Ballet is
which
actually
makes
kind of common
sense.
for a lot of athletes just because of what it teaches you.
Yeah. Another thing that I was in when I was a kid was Aikido.
Mm-hmm.
We learned a thing called the Hanmi stance,
Yeah.
which is identical to ballet position 1.
Yeah.
So, yes, ballet kind of has a lot of crossover with things.
Ballet. I know I've heard of football players taking ballet and stuff, just because it gives you a really excellent sense of balance and control over your particularly lower body.
Yes, and for like high schoolers and middle schoolers who think, oh, there's a guy in ballet, they learn very quickly. They'll start trying to make fun of it, but then learn very, very quickly, you do not ever make fun of someone in dance. Because, yes, you think, oh, it's a guy in dance, it's so feminine. They'll look at you and they will break you in half.
They'll kick you hard, too.
They are not weak.
Yep.
Yeah, that was the thing. When I remember when I was like high school and middle schooler, there was a few that tried kind of made fun, but were quickly shut down. It's like, no, you don't understand.
Yeah.
They're strong. You have to be in shape to dance. So yeah.
So the thing, he was down.
Oh,
After coming back home, he's down. He's like feeling depressed. He's feeling ashamed. He's like practically apologizing to everyone for losing because he bombed. He like got last place in the Grand Prix finals and everything.
Yeah.
It was embarrassing for him, and he was like feeling like this thing of like, maybe I should just give up.
It doesn't help that he's also rather old for a figure skater.
Actually, it turns out not really that much older.
Not that much. Well, because he's like...
He's kind of in the middle.
He 23, 24.
He's 23 years old.
At the start, he was 24 at the end. I think he had his birthday throughout in the middle of it. Mm-hmm. So,
but I think Victor there is 27. So it's like...
Victor's there at 27, of course. Then we have the other Yuri, who's on the opposite end of the spectrum, coming in at 15, youngest of the group. But he was thinking, like, I'm getting old, I'm not doing great, and was thinking about quitting.
Yeah. Then Victor shows up.
God. Victor shows up. He goes, oh, that whole thing, because, so Yuri heads to the rink, I guess to just to think and blow off steam or something after hours, but because friends with
Victor's
Yuku, does a perfect rendition of one of Victor's sets. And the Gremlin children are there recording it and upload it to the internet.
And Victor sees it, and then he goes, and then flies to Japan. I'm going to be your coach.
And that whole sequence when Yuri just like, when he's freaking out because he realizes the video's been posted and everyone's seen this, and then he gets some foreigners here at the onsen. Oh no. He runs in and there's just Victor stark naked.
So Yuri is he doesn't have a lot of confidence in himself.
That's one of the biggest points.
Big things. He doesn't have a lot of confidence. He gives up kind of easily because of that, and it takes a lot to get his refill that confidence, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And Victor versus that is Victor is very confident in himself, but also Victor is kind of a little flighty and forgetful and doesn't often notice things he probably should be noticing unless he kind of has to force himself to pay attention.
Yep. It's weird how he can catch details really well when he needs to.
And then
but it's also interesting when you first see Victor, when they first talk about him, they don't really, it's more like a from the sidelines
kind of a hero worship thing that Yuri has as well.
And you start to get sort of an impression, especially once you see who he's hanging with. The other, Yurio, as he becomes nicknamed.
You're now
Yurio. You're now Yurio.
My name's Yuri.
You kind of get the impression that he's probably, a little bit more uptight,
but
like Yurio is, and how you expect a top athlete to be. No, he's just like he's a teddy bear. Yep. He really is.
Big hot teddy bear.
Yeah. Yeah, and he's a bit airheaded at times. Yeah. It totally goes out of your expectations on that one when you first really meet him.
Yeah.
It's great.
Thing is, he's sometimes a little bit arrogant too.
He can be.
And also a little on the selfish side, because like, I'm just going to go to Japan and be this guy's coach. And his coach is like, what? No.
Oh, his coach, they get like, all right.
And mad too.
Once he realizes. Yeah.
And also, Russian Yuri gets mad because
You made a promise.
you made a promise. Oh yeah, I forgot. Sorry. Yeah, I'll just do that right now. Yeah, so the whole thing there is like it's Yuri, because Japanese Yuri did so poorly last year. He has to re-qualify for the Grand Prix finals through very much lower than everyone else, and also from a more local competition. And he has to do all this stuff and get himself back to that point. It's for him it's a lot more difficult. And he has it was China first. Yeah,
I believe
China,
so.
Russia, then Spain for the Grand Prix.
Yeah.
And a lot of each episode, basically, there's 2 episodes like per competition.
Yeah.
For most of our, it's interesting because we also see the other figure skaters as well, and we see that it's weird. They're not. It's I noticed this is very kind of a Japanese media thing, anime thing, which is competitors aren't super competitive for the most part. Or when I say that, I mean they're not like super aggressive with each other.
Right. You see that they compete with each other,
but they're also super supportive of one another.
Exactly, but they also support. It's like, I'm going to beat you, but I'm also going to cheer for you to make sure you're doing well.
And I noticed it's a very Japanese thing.
Yeah. With the exception of one in particular, at
Yuri.
least at first.
That one guy.
Which one was that? That was Odebek.
Yeah, Odebek.
It was Odebek, who was very cold-shouldered to everyone.
Until
later on and kind of befriended
he and Russian
Yurio.
Yuri kind of...
Yurio.
Yeah, both two of them are like, oh, kind of similar, aren't we? Yeah. Yeah.
It's funny you said Victor was arrogant, but
yeah,
when put up next to like Christoph or JJ, they're not arrogant at all.
JJ is kind of a fun character, honestly.
JJ, God, super arrogant, but he's got the skills to back it up.
Yep.
Much to Yurio's dismay. God.
Yeah, that's the thing. I heard JJ talking and went, wait a minute, I know that voice.
Oh, I didn't catch the voice actor.
Because I heard him start shouting, and it was like all I could hear in my head was Baka Zombie.
Oh.
It's Kotaro from Zombieland
Saga.
No.
Oh, no.
It's the same voice actor.
That
was amazing. I'm like, yeah, he's a great voice actor for one.
Yeah.
Two, that's the other thing, is this was made by Studio Mappa, the same people who make Zombieland Saga.
Right.
Who also are right now in a bit of a hot water because right now they're the current focus of Japanese work culture is toxic and awful.
Oh.
They're right now the current one because basically there's one of the higher ups at Mappa said, yeah, we work really hard. They are like working like 7 or 8 anime at once right now.
Oh, dang. That's yeesh.
Yeah. Their whole thing, they're doing the whole thing a lot of Japanese work people do, which is grind myself into dust for the company.
Yeah.
So it's like, right now they're the current target, I guess. Until someone else does something bad, and then they'll, I guess, be out of the limelight for a bit, but it's unfortunate. But yeah, because they do turn in great work, but yeah, it's probably should ease up on that. But that's one of the things you're going to have to hit at a wider cultural level than
that's
one
not an
company
individual.
at a time.
That's not just one company. It might start with one company, but it's
right now they're just being singled out specifically, but it's like this is kind of the norm right now, and that's the bad thing.
Yep.
That the anime we watch and enjoy is basically made in a grinder.
Yep. Animation sweatshop.
Very low pay too. That's the other thing. The pay is incredibly low, and you're expected to work like 10 hours a day at least.
Yeah. Basically, animation sweatshops.
Yeah, practically. It's sometimes ways better. Like Studio Bones apparently has really changed turn things around for themselves. Like they're kind of like, no, you stop work and go home. No, we'll only work on like 2 projects total right now. That sort of thing. Yeah. Versus Mappa just like, yeah, we'll take on another one. Because apparently that was one of the things of Attack on Titan final season was like apparently Mappa was the only studio willing to take it on.
Oh.
Because everyone else was like, dude, that's a lot of work in a very short amount of time. We're like, we'll do it. So that's a little bit of worry, which just sucks because Mappa, as we're seeing, is pretty good about LGBTQ topics like this.
Yeah.
Because, we're finally getting to this, which is, it's not super explicit about it, but it's so heavily there that you can't really ignore it, which is Yuri on Ice is very much is gay.
Oh, it's gay. It's very gay.
This is not like it's not like one of the things. Oh, it's kind of implied, and it's like a lot of Yuri stuff, which is there's the vague subtext at best, and you're just kind of reading into it. But no, there's a lot of clear, obvious things and whatnot, including there's a bit in episode 7 where it's pretty clear Yuri and Victor kissed.
Yep. Although, from what I hear, there's a lot of controversy over whether they did or not because it was covered up with an arm.
Yeah.
And apparently, I've also heard that was forced.
Yeah.
The arm was forced.
Yeah, they were told to censor it.
Yeah.
They were the studio was making it, and they were told to censor it.
Yeah. So it's very gay, but they tried. Like they were told to try and hide as much of it as they could, which kind of sucks. But
it's unfortunate. Yeah, it was very much a kiss for sure. It's pretty obvious.
It totally is.
And of course, again, the matching rings thing.
The matching. I mean, they even Victor even kind of goes along with it because they all assume it's a marriage ring,
and everyone's just very happy for them.
Yeah.
I mean, everything about it just screams these two are falling in love with each other. It's kind of obvious.
Oh yeah. Like how can I don't understand how anyone could see anything other than that.
Yeah. And this is 2016, and it's still a bit of a struggle in anime with gay theming and whatnot because again, a lot of if it's there, it's often very cliche, and or just their stereotypes are just plain hurtful.
Yeah,
that's the thing about this is actually it's pretty obvious. It's not as blatant as some other ones, but it's so obvious that I would actually still consider it yaoi.
Yes. Yeah.
It just looks like they got engaged essentially.
Yep. And with everything else that they've been saying to each other, it's like everything but an explicit marriage proposal or whatnot.
Apparently, some people criticize it because there was no struggle, no.
I seen
which
that
is
too.
Weird
it's
to
like,
me. It's like I get it. Like it's not realistic. But at the same time, we don't need every single gay piece of media to have the struggle of being gay.
Right. There's a few different ways of telling the story. You can tell the story like it would be in the current world we live in, where there would be a struggle because stupid people still don't accept it. So you can tell that story. That's an important story. But you don't have to. You can also go this is what it would be like if that wasn't a thing. Here's what it would look like if it was considered normal like it should be.
Yeah.
And that's sort of the way this one is.
Yeah, to a degree, yes. For a lot of people, it's an important part of the gay experience is that struggle of, people rejecting you for your sexuality and stuff. But we don't need that all the time. And it's okay to have something where it's like, it's just everyone's happy for you. Yeah. There is no real struggle. There's no real struggle of no one hating you because you're gay. It's just struggle might just be dealing with the fact that I can't talk with this person. Oh,
yeah,
too gay to function.
your stereotypical generic relationship things.
Yeah.
Oh no, what if they reject me and all that sort of stereotypical stuff.
That's the thing. That's a big deal right there. Is that the Victor and Yuri having their relationship is clearly super heavily coded, and I wouldn't say coded. It's just kind of there.
Yeah, I wouldn't even say coded. Literally, Yuri's entire progression is based around the theme of love,
yeah,
and him
theme for the season
finding
was love.
Not just any love. I mean, what Victor set up. So Victor wrote 2 programs, one for Yuri, one for Yurio, the Russian Yuri.
Yep.
Because promised Yurio was going to do that and wanted to do it also for the other Yuri. And what he did was he took 2 parts of the same song, different movements of the same song, and choreographed a program for him based on it. Both of them are on love. But one of them is based on agape, the unconditional love, which is more of a platonic kind of. It's not platonic, because that is another one's platonic. There's agape. There's a bunch of different kinds.
Yeah.
But the agape is the unconditional love. It's not the intimate one, which is what the other part that he chose was the eros, which is the intimate sort of love.
Yep.
Call it sexual if you want. That works as well. And then mess with both Yuris by giving them the pieces they didn't expect.
Yep. Giving the ones they're not good at.
Yep. And did that on purpose. Yurio got agape.
Yep. which is
and
difficult
gave
for him.
Eros to the Japanese Yuri.
Which is difficult for him.
Yep. And so it was, this whole thing is primarily based around the Japanese Yuri, but also Yurio, and seeing them finding that new part of themselves.
Yeah.
And really coming to terms with that. Because Yurio is very aggressive and upfront, which fits Eros really well.
Yeah.
But him learning his agape side and really connecting with his grandpa.
Really
sort of.
kind of, reconnecting.
Reconnecting, yeah.
Kind of right. Because he had a hard time struggling with it until you realized he thought about his grandpa and then went, oh, that's what that is.
Yep. And was able to figure that one out where Yuri...
It's him and Victor, basically.
Well, it started out pork cutlet
which
bowls.
is like, do you want to... You really shouldn't do that with your food. Because that was like... That's just weird.
It was weird, but it was the beginnings and what made him at least start and give him a beginning, because he didn't have any idea what Eros was. He never really experienced it.
An awkward, shy nerd from Japan.
Yeah, and then it shifted away from his favorite food
to Victor.
Once that started becoming...
I noticed in the later episodes, Yuri was sometimes a little flirty with Victor.
Yeah.
At the beginning, he was just all awkward and blushy and didn't know what to do.
And then he got more comfortable with it.
He got more comfortable.
He got in touch with his Eros.
Yeah.
Which was, I think, kind of the point.
No.
One of the other interesting things, as we started seeing more and more of the other skaters, and we started hearing more from them and their backstory, Victor's kind of the crux of all of them.
Yeah. Well, when he's number one, everyone's gunning.
But yeah, everyone's like, almost every single one of them, not all, but most of them, are all basing their, I guess, progress around Victor.
Well, when you're number one, everyone's got it pointing their guns at you.
Yeah, and Yuri kind of got caught in on that because, well, getting coached by Victor.
Yeah. Everyone's like,
yep.
All my plans just got all messed up because I was planning going up against Victor. Now it's like he's out.
Yeah, it's interesting just to see how important Victor is to everyone.
The other thing was like, again, JJ there, he was like the best. He was like, he established himself as the best one, and then at the Grand Prix, he choked.
He choked, which...
Yeah, because I don't think the whole thing was like he was never done this before, and all of a sudden,
Yeah, I felt his... how he lost his composure was a little bit too quick. Not badly.
I think
but it was like
that sort of thing can hit you real quick too, though. I would say that everything's fine, and then you actually start doing it. Oh crap, it's not fine.
Yeah, but with like how he went through, we see him go through multiple competitions, and he's fine. He can handle it. He's perfect, doing everything great, and all of a sudden, boom.
It happens, though.
I know it happens, which I said a little bit.
I would
disagree
with that. I think it worked great because. For him, it's just
I'm nitpicking.
Yes, you are. No, I disagree
because
with
there's nothing else.
I'm nitpicking your nitpick. Because again, it's just it's one of the things. Is like, everything's fine. I got this in the bag, and you get to the big final one, and you go, "Oh crap, I could mess it up right now," and then you do. This is where everyone's actually, and now he finally feels the weight of everyone's expectations are on, and he goes, "Oh." It's actually kind of almost parallels what Yuri went through the year before in a way,
which was its point, and that was actually brought
almost
up too. I think,
except for Yuri didn't have the confidence JJ had.
Yeah, but I'm trying. There was a scene where he was, where Yuri was actually recognizing that exact same thing. And I think that was with JJ, he was recognizing this is what I was like.
Oh yeah, and then there's the Italians. That's a little. That guy's a little too attached to his sister.
Oh, yeah, it's just a little.
It's like genuinely uncomfortable sometimes how attached he is to his sister. Michelle, I guess, Mickey.
Yeah.
And his twin sister Sarah. And it's like, he's a little too attached to her. It's too uncomfortable to watch. She's the one who eventually disentangles herself from that a little bit.
Yep.
Just a little bit. Actually, as we saw, it kind of forced him to get better too, weirdly enough.
Yep.
Because they're so dependent on one another.
She did the right thing there.
Then you got Chris, who's a little too
Christoph?
into. Yeah, he's a little too into skating.
He really knows arrows.
He even says that. He pretty much is in his head. He's like, yep, I just had fun.
Yep.
Sploosh.
Yeah, I was a little. Oh dear.
Oh. The way that sometimes how he finishes the camera, I was half expecting a dark spot to show up.
Yep,
I was like, oh,
yep,
oh,
yep.
yeah. So there's that.
That was a bit odd.
Yeah, it was a little weird. Actually, a couple cameos from real life figure skaters as well. That was a thing. A Japanese one and a Swiss one. The Swiss guy was actually speaking French.
Oh yeah, was that the narrator?
No, not the narrator. It was later on one of the like reporter type people.
Yeah, that's what I meant. The reporter
commentator. Yeah,
yeah.
They actually had him speaking French.
Yep,
because that's his native language, and like, yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. The other thing that we actually found out was apparently this anime kind of struck a chord with some people in real life figure skating to the point of some real life figure skaters have skated to the music from this anime.
Cool.
In their routines.
I was seeing a lot of references from people saying that they were one of the things, again, I can't speak to it myself because I don't know figure skating that well, like at all.
Yeah.
But apparently this show did really well on its accuracy.
Yeah, they had a choreographer and everything to do for the anime. They brought someone in professional figure skater to come in to help them or make the arrangements for the actual figure skaters on the show, on the thing.
Yeah,
basically,
so that's really really cool how they
went really in on the accuracy on this.
Yeah, and apparently a lot of people are saying, like, yeah, this is actually how it goes.
Yeah, every once in a while I kind of thought about that. Remember that couple months ago when we watched that other figure skating thing. We watched the first few episodes of that.
Yeah, that one.
And that was just like, we're like, whatever. And it's like, who cares? Neither of us really got invested in it. It's like, just figure skating, who cares? And we watched this, and it's like, okay, I care now.
Yeah, I care now. Yeah.
I think that's just one of those things that's like, this shows you just how much well-written characters will take something you're normally not interested in and make you invested in it.
Yep. Even just when you put in the work to get the detail right, people will notice.
Yeah. And again, just having good, well-written characters. I feel the ones in that other one were kind of bland.
Yeah.
But I was invested in Yuri and Victor pretty quick.
Yeah. Also, Pichit, however you pronounce that one. He's precious.
Oh, yeah. Thailand.
Yeah, he's just precious.
Baby. Must protect.
Yeah, exactly. Him and Kenjiro.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Which is Yuri's
number one fan. Yuri's going through his slump, kind of just emotional slump, and he's like, "What?" Yeah, and he was just so happy when Yuri told him good luck on everything.
Yep.
I'm rooting for you.
He's Yuri's biggest fan.
Yeah.
Kenshiro is to Yuri what Yuri is to Victor. Or the other way around, however you want to do it.
Kenjiro, yeah.
Yeah.
Beyond that, there was a manga based on this. It's just a little side story. There was that OVA, but
yep, I watched it.
The OVA is just literally just Yurio's performance.
Okay, so
which is also hyper gay, just like the one
in a different way. So yeah, at the very very end of the competition, Japanese Yuri loses by a hair.
Yeah, like literally
to Yurio, like
0.12 points or something.
Yeah,
like that.
something like that. 0.1 or 0.2 around
like 0.12,
something like that. It like just the tiniest of margins.
Yeah, and only because Yurio's first performance is great.
Yeah,
because Yuri put in a nigh perfect performance for his his free skate.
Because there's the short program, and then there's the free skate.
Yeah.
Even though Yuri cranked up the difficulty in his short, and he nailed his free skate, but he cranked up the difficulty to get more base points, but he had made some mistakes.
Versus
he got silver, which means because that was the other thing, because he was planning on retiring afterwards. He was going to win the gold, retire, so that Victor could go back to skating.
Yep.
But that was a whole deal.
Yeah, the whole
But
thing.
It got silver, so he stayed skating. And Victor was still around. But the credit scene,
Mm-hmm.
the credit scene after that, we finally, because is obviously in the future, because Yuri looks a little older. Not a huge amount. If it's a time skip, it's not that big of a time skip, but it has to be a time skip or it's just not canon. One of the two. We see Yuri and Victor getting to skate together.
Yep.
Which is why I say it has to be a time skip or it's non-canon, because Yuri's a singles skater, not a duo.
It's
So
an
he would've-
exhibition event. That's what's going on.
Oh yeah, or that one. So it's not really or it's that some other thing. But
Yeah, it was just an exhibition event. You're completely off base.
yeah, whatever. Either way, we finally get to see them skate together,
Together.
which is perfect.
Yeah.
And then the OVA,
Which apparently
is
is supposed to be in the final episode, but they had to cut it for time.
yeah, and then the OVA we get to see Yurio's exhibition, which also gay, but in a very different angle.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty obviously like it's absolutely a gay thing, and it's very much intentional. It's not subtext, it's not teasing or winking at you like a lot of this does. It's very much, yeah, this is these two are in love with each other. What you gonna do about it?
You gotta let them skate. That's what you're gonna do.
Yeah. I mean, they could hurt you probably.
Yes.
Oh. The OP is amazing.
Yeah, that was the next thing. The entire soundtrack is incredible.
Yeah.
That was one of the first things when I started playing the first episode and the OP hits, like, this is good. This is a good song. The
Yep.
ED is also really good.
Mhm.
The songs that play when they skate are incredible. Yuri on Ice, the song Yuri on Ice, which is the second rendition of that one, because apparently it's because Yuri got a song to skate to from a composer friend of his.
Yep.
Early on, and never skated to it. Showed it to Victor. Victor liked it, but it needed work, so he contacted the composer, and they made an updated version, and he skated to it, and it's really good.
Yeah, it is.
It's really
The other thing
good.
is that was the other thing which I forgot to mention, which is Yuri actually was training in Detroit for a while, and that's how he met some of them. Like what's his face? I can't remember.
That was the first meeting of Yuri.
Yeah.
Kicking in the
Yeah.
pitch it.
Yeah, him. Yeah, I met him. He's like Yuri considers him a good friend and everything. Compared to the other guys, like, I know you, but I don't really know you.
Yeah.
Also, the other thing was, it turns out Yuri, when he gets drunk, oh boy.
So yeah, that was a really cool thing, because we see this all throughout the episode. We don't see what really happened before or that led up to this, because it looks to us that Victor shows up simply because of the video.
But nope.
But then
More
we
than
find
that.
out later that no.
Yuri asked him to come coach him.
All of
when
this
he
was
wasted.
actually because of Yuri, because he was nervous. He was kind of drug into the after
After party.
competition party
Yep.
thing after
But
he tanked.
All awkward, so he just kind of sat there and
just kept
drinking until he got wasted. Then he decided, I'm going to dance. And
He started a big dance off as he's drunk.
who Yurio is all initially like, no, no, no. And of course, he's clearly having fun.
It was clearly having fun, and drugged some other ones into it, and
What a
drugged Victor
soon.
into it, and then drunk gave the like, you should come and coach me,
Yeah,
and then completely forgot all about it
yeah, because he was drunk.
because he was drunk, and then they showed him the pictures.
Yeah,
That was great. But yeah, that was a really cool way to tell that story, because even
There's
the
also
audience doesn't
the
know.
good old. We'll take a quick break before the big final thing.
Yep. Single episode break. That was also where the rings came in, and the congratulations on your wedding, on your marriage.
Oh, we're
no,
not-
no, 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 no.
Yuri's all embarrassed, and Victor's, no, we're just engaged.
No, that's just engagement. It's just,
That was actually
and
funny.
then
I'm
just
looking.
the silence. Oh, that was another one. Just this kind of silence as they're waiting for Yuri to make some sort of response, and then JJ shows up.
No, see, I'm
and brags about himself, and that gives
I'm
you
going to be
excuse
getting
for everyone to
married when
leave.
I get the gold.
Yep. And it's like JJ saves the day for Yuri.
Yep. I'll do this all. I'm looking at this Wikipedia article, and it's most of the characters, blah blah, just being central figures being Japanese figure skater Yuri Yeah, Yuri and his husband Victor. Yuri, this is Yuri Nikiforov and his husband Victor Nikiforov. I think it's Nikiforov.
Nikiforov.
I don't know. I didn't hear
I
it
don't know.
clearly. I'm not sure if I should trust a Japanese pronunciation of a Russian name.
Right. That was the other one. Is remember it's Russian, so it's going to be pronounced slightly different.
It's just people decided they are married. Okay, cool. Yeah. It was great.
Oh, it was amazing.
I really liked it. Also, the other thing was seeing actually Yuri, how Yuri processes stuff. We kind of get his internal monologue sometimes with some of the stuff. We get getting how he processes things. You kind of understand where he comes from and everything. It's like, oh, yep, that's the anxiety.
Yep.
I understand. I am very well aware of that.
I understand this part.
Makes him very relatable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently, there's a movie coming later this year.
That'll be cool.
Yeah. I'm not sure what's about. It was announced a while ago, but let's see. Oh, it looks like it might be about Victor when he was younger.
Oh. Changing focus over to Victor.
Yeah, so it might be I don't know. I'm not sure exactly when, but it's supposedly supposed to be released later this year or something like that. I'm not sure.
Interesting.
But it just hasn't come out yet.
Yeah.
Mostly because the troubles.
Yeah.
Including a teaser trailer for depicting a young Victor performing at the Winter Olympic Games. So those Olympic things Japan wasn't able to do, and they're still hell bent on doing, even though they keep screwing up their vaccine distribution. Oops.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're running out of time.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
It's a great anime, definitely worth a watch.
Yes, definitely worth a watch.
I really liked it. I'm just kind of like, why did it take me so long to watch this? Oh yeah, because boys have cooties.
Boys. Oh yeah. Well, a couple other interesting. They did something that I do see a lot when it comes to similar like sports or other things where there's technical parts. They will explain to the audience in certain ways, but I think they did it in a really good way.
Yep.
So a couple times they also lampshade it, like we're going to explain it to the people in the room. It's like, why? But the other people in the room, it's like, we know. So they kind of lampshade that part, or they just do the narrator way of doing it.
Yep.
Also, facial expressions.
Mm-hmm. Pretty good ones there.
Yurio has the best.
Oh, yeah.
Yurio's
That was one thing I remember that
life.
he gets so angry. He gets so upset with his fans, and then someone else started talking crap about him, and he just immediately sticks up for his fans.
Yeah. Oh, and his fan. They put the cat ears on him.
Yeah, they're throwing at cat stuff, and then the cat ears, and they land perfectly on his head. Huh? I noticed though he never took them off.
He never took them off.
He got all mad about it, and then just never took.
Because Yurio is
soon.
He's so soon. Yurio is great. And I love those expressions when they go to like the super like blob expressions that he does when he's just it's just yeah, it's great.
Yeah, so fantastic.
Yeah.
If you haven't watched it already, give it a shot. And I'm actually now looking forward to seeing the movie whenever that comes out.
Yep, whenever that comes out.
So I think that's it.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Okay. So I hope you enjoyed this. And if you want to listen to other episodes from past and the future, you can go to newtoweeaboo.libsyn.com and spell LABSYN and check that out and subscribe to our RSS feed if you'd like. And that's how you can do all that stuff. Or you can also go to the other destinations that will be listed at the top of the website there. Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, and Amazon Podcasts, which even though that one's not listed yet because that's still not dealt with. Yeah, you can search for us on any of those services and subscribe via those if you want. Instead, whenever your choice.
Your choice.
And if you want to contact us, you can do so via email, newtoweeaboo@gmail.com. If you have questions or comments or criticisms or anime suggestions, that's a big one. If you like, that's always open. We have gotten a couple suggestions in the past. We are, like we did last time, we did follow up on one. Other one still not so sure about, just because not necessarily the anime itself or the person who recommended it, just the creator of said property is a little sus.
Yeah.
So I'm like not sure. But then again, at the same time, we also did
Right.
Dragon Maid, so I'm not sure anymore.
Yeah, it's one of those. It's not off limits, but we do have to think about those kind of things a little bit harder.
We do. So there is that stuff. But yeah, just what do you think of Yuri? Did you watch it? Did you like it? Did you really like it? Or you maybe upset it wasn't more explicit about it? I don't know.
Did you like it, or are you wrong?
Well, the other thing, when we're speaking of explicit, there's several times Victor just kind of, I'm going to be naked and I'm going to show everything.
he
and Yuri's just,
Yeah, Victor. Victor is
has
not
no shame.
ashamed of his body at all.
Yeah. Yeah, you can also follow us on Twitter at New to Weeaboo if you want to follow us there. We'll see. We tweet out new episodes as they come out, and of course, there's our personal Twitters. I'm at Nemesis Prime 1, and he's at Alcatraz of the 77T under underscore at the end. Yeah, still transforming robots for me, and pretty much nothing for you.
Yep, I read. I don't post a lot.
So that's it. Tune in next time. We'll be talking about Strawberry Panic, mostly because I keep hearing it pop up whenever people talk about Yuri. So, okay, we're done to do
check
this.
That one out.
Apparently, it's a big deal. Hopefully, it doesn't bite us in the butt.
Yep.
So, hope you guys take care of yourselves and you get vaccinated and all that stuff if you haven't already. And
if you can. Yep.
We'll see you next time.
Yep.
So, bye.
Bye-bye.